that way, and that's way more damage than if you would have just had one extra attack. And the same thing goes with the energy recovery. It's good to have the recovery to like hurry up and go, but if you're really not gonna stack that with the Monster Slayer gear, it's not gonna be that great. I'm gonna be honest, it's really not. It's crappy because like right now, we can see that it's gonna take me 5 hours and 17 minutes to get my energy back. So then if I just take off all my energy gear and I just start putting on other gear, you can see that that went up by an hour. Alright? Now, you might go, well, that's not a lot. Well, it really is a lot because the Monster Slayer gear gives me a huge chunk of reduction time. It's ridiculous how much reduction time it gives me. Like this one right here is 62% energy recovery. This one right here gives me an additional 20%, so I'm at 82% additional recovery. This one right here gives me 60%, so I'm at 142% recovery. So these add up, okay? So these, you can tell these add up if you look at it. So why do I say it's not that big of a deal? Because I mean, if you look at the energy recovery at level 10, it's only 10%. Mind you, my reduction time with over 100% has only decreased it an hour. So it's really not that great to have the recovery time because it's not going to really make that big of a difference. But the hero attack streak will make a big difference. It's going to allow you to do more damage per attack. That is why I suggest you do a 10-10 split. I don't even think you need to do a 10-10 split, to be honest. I believe that you could go ahead and I don't know what's down the do it. I think you just need 10-10 to get the maximum energy. I think it can actually be cheaper on the sides, but the maximum energy, some people might be like, why wouldn't you really want that? Because you get to attack more. You do, but you don't. It falls with the same thing as the energy cost reduction. Having that one extra attack is not beneficial in terms of losing out on 62.5% attack per attack. Alright? So if you do 5 attacks and you have additional 62%, you just dished out an additional 325% damage. Whereas if you did another one attack, it's not gonna be the same. It's gonna be pointless. Alright? So that's the hero skill tree. I mean the monster skill tree. The hero skill tree, this is where it's really just black and white, and people get confused and they don't know what to do. I'm going to tell you the best opinion I have on this and how to go about it. Do a 3-3 split at the top between the troop attack and the food production so you can unlock construction and research. Okay? You have to remember that when you start off the game, you're not a warrior. You are a peasant, practically. Just think of it like that. You have like your peasants, and then you have like your soldiers, and then you have like your commanders, and then you have like your lieutenant. I'm not sure if this is the right order they go in rank-wise. And then you have like your warlords, and then you have like then you have the high powers, and then you have the stupid I spent like $3,000 people or more. You're a peasant. Your job is literally until like level 14 is to just build and research. That is it. Do not try to attack unless you're going to attack somebody who's ridiculously low, but in which case you're going to leave yourself vulnerable because to attack you can't have a shield, and if you don't have a shield, that means people can hit you. So you kind of want to play safe. But stick with the research and construction and max those out because you're going to get 40% reduction. Yeah. You're going to get 40% reduction, alright? As you know, if my construction has nothing in there, I'll explain that why in a moment. But you're going to have 40% reduction. Well, it doesn't really work that way. It's weird. Because even if you get 100% reduction, I don't know, I'll figure out the math on research, and then I'll tell you guys how it's calculated to reduce. But, go with those two. Right out the gate. Then stick to the right-hand side. If you look here, you see that this is the only common split, but everything else is one side or the other side. Left side is for battle, right side is for your economy, okay? Stick to your right side, go down, put the bare minimum, 3, 3, 5, 5, 5, 5, and then get down to here. Research 2, and construction 2. It's going to take you a while to get here. I think your hero has hit like level 32 maybe or something like that to get down this far, if I remember correctly. But this gives you an additional 60%, I think it is, 65%. So just getting these two things right here with construction 1 and construction one and research one is going to give you 105% boost. Right? It's going to be really good for you while you're trying to build up your base and stuff like that. When you are close to done building stuff, when I mean close to done, you want to play safe until you get to this point. Everything in my building is level 21, and now in my kingdom is level 21, except for the stuff that you actually have to buy things for that needs, like the Iron Shackle and the treasury and stuff like that. Those things are not done yet, because I'm taking my time with that, because I still have a lot of research I want to do in my academy that I don't really need my academy to be level 21, because I don't really want I want T4 units, but it costs twice as much as T3 units, and it takes like twice as long to build. So I mean, I might as well just make a lot of T3 than having a little bit of T4. But anyway, so this is why I don't have construction. Is because I'm doing it so slow that it's not gonna matter anyways. Like this altar took a day. I'm not going to be able to build nothing anyways. I don't have anything else to build. So the wait time really for me is not a concern. But when you get close like that, I say like round 15, level stronghold level 15, and you want to start attacking, that's when you're going to want to start switching over and do a reset. If you scroll to the bottom, you can have reset. Just hit that button. It might cost you a few gold. I think you might be able to get in the alliance store. I'm not sure. But the left side is all about war. It's all everything you need for war. Troop training. If you notice, I have like 3, and all my cavalry is gonna be buffed up. That's because I have cavalry gear that buffs my cavalry up, and that's what I like to do. Because I have cavalry gear and cavalry is weak against infantry, my traps are designed to help demolish an infantry to give my troops a bit more chance if they attack my base. So as you can see, like I have that. Oh, one of my people killed monster. I have troop health, troop defense, and then I do the bare minimums. I go to the cavalry, and then the training, and then the troop defense, and then I'm on troop health. But nowhere will this left side cross with the right side. So this is something you have to think about when you're trying to determine how you want to go. Do you want to build troops and have a good troop, or are you really worried about the economy? Are you trying to farm? Are you one of those players who's like, I don't really care for the war. I'm just gonna, come here, chill, hang out with people, chat, give resources, help out everybody else. It's something you need to decide. But essentially, that is how the hero skill tree works. The left side is war, right side is economy. Always remember that. Like I said, I would recommend you go construction 1, research 1, then do the bare minimum until you get to construction 2 and research 2. And then if you feel like you want to put stuff to the left side, that's your choice. You don't really have to at that time. But then again, also pay attention to what you're gathering. For instance, I have a lot of food. Putting stuff in iron to get more iron is going to be pointless because I literally have food. Like right now, my food production is at 1,642 per hour. And I think that's without my actual gear for food. This isn't my actual gear. We're right here. I'm still working on my actual gear. Oh, that gives me a huge march speed. Which one is my food? I want to know how much food I generate. That's the 87%. Yeah. I want to know how much food I generate in food gear. So I went from 1.6 million to 4.5 million per hour. So that means that I could literally stay here for about 10 hours and I'll max out on food. And then I could just give food away because every 10 hours I'm maxing out on food. So I could literally just give it to my lines. I make so much food at this point that I'm not going to need. My upkeep right now is only 419,000. When you're starting out and like you starting your own guild and stuff like that, what I would highly recommend is to have you guys split up. Hold on one second, man. Can anybody help me out with some food? Okay, John Fast. Yeah, sure, no problem. See, prime example. So here we go. So who is it? Need Sailor Kirby. So I'm gonna go ahead, jump over to my marketplace, find Sailor Kirby. Hope he's within range. Help him out. And I'm just gonna dump food. He's too far. I'm gonna tell him to come here. Wow, that's a port. Yeah. and grab my coordinates. This would be a good time to show you guys how to effectively write coordinates, I guess. So when you go to write coordinates, you want to write it like the K stands for kingdom, the X and the Y stands for your longitude, latitude. So I want them to come to 5618. So I'm gonna type it like this. I'm typing just how it is. So I'm gonna type 50618. You want to put that in there, that symbol, because then it's gonna allow them to just click it and then just come straight to it. All right. So prime example, he needs food. I got food for days. I'm at 56 million food right now. To be honest, I don't really care about my food that much. But anyway, so I have a farm for stone and food. When you start an alliance, divide up who's going to have what resources, because it's better for one person to make a lot of X than to make a small amount of everything. Because when you start to upgrade and stuff like that, you're gonna really need a lot of stuff, and you're not gonna be able to produce it as fast. So you got to go out there and farm, and in which case it could be a bloodbath out there, and you could have no nat protection, which is non-attack policy, which my kingdom has. If somebody's farming on a resource tower, you can't attack them. It's against the rules, and then the higher alliance will come and kill you. Basically, that's how it goes. So this way, like he said, oh, I need food. If you get a group of like 40 people, and each of you guys focus on one resource, right? You basically have 10 people who have a crap ton of one resource that can just send at any given time and receive at any given time, alright? So that's just something. I mean, it's outside the hero thingy, but that's just something to think about. But I mean, that was it for the hero anyways. I mean, just to recap why your hero is important to you. Oh, a little bit more to explain why the hero is important actually is he gives you boost, but the boost only applies to where the hero is. For instance, if my hero is out marching to gather resources, he's not at the base. That means if the base gets hit, nothing at the base is getting any of the boost the hero has, because the hero is not at the bases with the troops. Also applies for when you're attacking. If you attack with your hero, then your hero, that army that's with the hero, is going to get the boost. And if you send another march without the hero, they're not going to get the boost. So it's going to be a weaker army, and always keep that in mind so you don't waste your army. Okay? But that's pretty much it on the heroes. Again, I'm Fee the Butcher. If you guys want to come in, you guys want to try to have fun, join an alliance that's pretty active, then just come into Aerodel 687. You have to port before you hit Stronghold level 5. So, sorry. After you hit level 5, you're stuck in that server and you can't port anywhere. You can't change the server. So, just if you guys want to play, want to learn, I'm always willing to help. I'll be making more videos. Like I said, this one's just on the hero right now. I do plan on making, building ideas for buildings. Your crafting and stuff like that. I plan to make video covering a lot of things here, because I feel like a lot of players don't really understand the game when they come in, and if they came in knowing what you learn later on, they could avoid a lot of mistakes and waste a lot of resources. But as I always say, this is King Cotton, aka Fee the Butcher, on Game of War, and keep it nerdy, people.